In this video, we're going to focus on the graphing method to solve a quadratic inequality. In the graphing method, we want to make sure that we have 0 on one side. Then we'll take the resulting quadratic on the other side, set it equal to y, and graph it. Y is equal to x squared minus 25 is a parabola that opens up, shifted down 25 units to the ordered pair 0, negative 25. But the ordered pairs that we're most interested in are the x-intercepts. The x-intercepts are where the graph goes from having negative y values to positive y values. So we need to know what these points of transition are. Remember, an x-intercept is going to have a y-coordinate of 0, so we plug in 0 for y and solve for x. This is a quadratic that factors into x plus 5 times x minus 5, and when we set each factor equal to 0, we get x is equal to negative 5 and x is equal to positive 5. So the x-coordinates of these x-intercepts are negative 5 and positive 5. So remember, this is what we let equal to y, and so the question we're asking is, where is this y value less than 0? Where is this quadratic less than 0 is the same question as where are all of the y values less than 0 on this graph. The y values on this graph are less than 0 in this region here. And in order to answer a where question, we're going to use an x interval, which will also give us the x values that solve this inequality. The y values are less than 0 from the x-coordinate negative 5 to the x-coordinate positive 5, so in between here. So our solution is going to be starting at the x value negative 5, not including negative 5 though, because our inequality says that the y values have to be strictly less than 0, not equal to 0. And so we'll go from negative 5 to positive 5, also not including positive 5. And any x value in this interval could be plugged back into the original inequality and make a true statement. Let's look at a second example. In the graphing method, the first thing that we want to do is to get 0 on one side. Let's subtract 4x and 60 from both sides, and it's easier to go this direction because that's going to keep our x squared term positive, and a positive leading coefficient on a quadratic inequality is going to make it easier to factor if that's necessary. So after we have 0 on one side, we're going to let y equals the quadratic that results on the other side. So our quadratic that results on the other side is x squared minus 4x minus 60. We'll set that equal to y so that it can be graphed. Now, without getting too detailed with the graph of our quadratic, let's just notice that it is an opening up parabola that has a y-intercept of negative 60 way down here. We can see that if we plugged 0 in for x, we would get negative 60 out for y. But the ordered pairs that we're mostly interested in are the x-intercepts, which is where the graph goes from having negative y values to having positive y values. The points of transition are these x-intercepts. And as a matter of fact, these are actually called the boundary points when we use the boundary point method. So we're looking to find the x-intercepts on the graph of this parabola. And we do that by plugging in 0 for y and then solving for x. We have a quadratic that factors here into x minus 10 times x plus 6. And when we set each of these factors equal to 0, we get that x is equal to positive 10 and x is equal to negative 6. So our x-intercepts are negative 6, 0 and positive 10, 0. Now it's time to use the graph to determine where this quadratic, which is basically equal to y, is going to be positive. Where are the y values on the parabola positive? The y values are positive in this region and in this region. And we answer a where question with an x interval. So we'll say the x values that cause those y values to be positive are going to start from negative infinity and go up to negative 6. And in this case, we are going to include the negative 6 because when x is equal to negative 6, the y value is equal to 0, and equals to 0 is allowed in this case. Now, in this region, these x values cause negative y values, so we skip over it. And then starting at positive 10, and all the x values from that point forward to positive infinity, those x values generate positive y values as well. We are going to include positive 10 because positive 10 causes the y value to be 0, and that is allowed in this inequality. So we'll use the union symbol, we'll pick up with positive 10, including it, and we'll go out to positive infinity, closing it up with a parenthesis. So this is the interval of x values that generate positive y values on the graph. And any x value in this interval would plug back into the original inequality to make a true statement.